I think you have to take away, the adjustments that's got to be made. The Lakers are up 1-0, so I think it's minimal adjustments for them. They have to continue to play the way that they played, continue to share the basketball. Kobe's going to be Kobe, and Powell has to continue to play the way he's played, aggressively, dominate the boards and look to score on the block, and then get help off the bench. I think if you're the Boston Celtics, the concern is doing a better job on the boards, rebounding, defending, being a little bit tougher physically, being fresher, playing with more enthusiasm and passion. And I think most importantly, the Celtics got to push the pace. They're at their best when they're pushing the basketball. I thought in Game 1 they did a poor job of doing that, therefore making it a chess match and making it easier for the Lakers to defend them.
Right. What do you put your finger on as far as Boston's disconnect? Because typically speaking, you usually don't see a lacking type of effort on their end.
No, I just think that they didn't play well. That happens in a series. They didn't play well. And the thing I like most about it is they owned up to it. No excuses. They said they didn't play well, that they are prepared to come back in Game 2 and give a better effort.
Even though it's different team, different circumstances, there maybe losses to Cleveland. Is there any pattern that you take away from how they've responded to those moments of adversity as well as in the regular season that they can carry over into Game 2?
Well, not just in the Cleveland series,
right.
just in general. When you look at their DNA, their makeup, they have a bunch of guys that have a tremendous amount of pride. They get after it, and they bounce back. So I'm fully prepared to seeing a much more intense and a great battle in Game 2.
As far as the Lakers, I'm concerned, with Andrew Bynum's just injury situation in his right knee, what's he been doing to try to overcome that, do you think? What stood out to you the most?
Well, I really think when you have an injury like that, it makes you a smarter basketball player because it takes away from his athleticism, his explosiveness, so the game is slowed down in his mind. He's doing a great job being a presence in the paint area on both ends of the floor, using that length and that size to disrupt what the Celtics are trying to do. And I thought he had a great Game 1.
And this past week, I think, dating back to the Phoenix series, as well as just some defensive performances, maybe against Oklahoma and throughout the playoffs, Ron Artest's emergence on that end and as far as the offense, has there been a point in time where you think that he's turned a corner in terms of grasping everything, or do you think that's still a process?
No, I think there's an interesting thing he said yesterday when I was talking to him. He said, basically there are times when he loses it mentally, focus in ball games because there's no longer a challenge. I think when the stakes are raised, that's when he's at his best, when he has to line up against a guy like Kevin Durant.
Right.
And it's now your offense against my defense, and I'm determined every possession to take you out of it. I think that's when Ron Artest is at his best, and he certainly is doing that, stepping up to the challenge against an outstanding offensive weapon in Paul Pierce and the Celtics. When you think about in 08, Paul Pierce was the best player in that championship series. I think Ron Artest is dedicated and determined to not allow that to happen again.
The numbers itself at least suggest it, but from your observations, is this the best or one of the best postseasons Kobe has put together?
Well, when you take a look at what this guy has done, his body of work and the run he's been on has been incredible. And I'm impressed with the scoring, but you expect Kobe to score baskets. I'm impressed with his all-around play, whether it be rebounding, whether it be facilitating, making plays, getting the assists, or just being a stop on a defensive end. There are times, like in Game 1, where Ron Artest takes a breather, and now Kobe, your best offensive weapon, has now got to be your best defender, and he's done an outstanding job of really playing a complete ball game in this playoff series.
I was wondering what your perspective on this, because this kind of stuck out to me watching Kobe play throughout this season, just his ability to recognize something instantly and make that necessary adjustment almost within a split second of time. What do you think he has in those type of qualities that enable him to do that?
Well, he's a student of the game.
Yeah.
And it just does not happen when the moment comes.
Yeah.
It happens your entire life, preparing yourself for that moment, whether it be a defensive adjustment, an offensive adjustment, whether it be studying film, whether it be watching another game that you have nothing to do with. The guy does everything to put himself in position to have the correct answers and give himself the ultimate chance of succeeding.